What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to Comic Breakdown. If you guys are new to the channel, do me a favor and hit that sub button, hit that notification bell, make sure you're not missing any of the awesome content that we have coming out. And with this video, we're going to be jumping into Shazam issue number 3. Coming out of the Infinite Frontier, we are learning that Shazam, he's having major issues with his powers right now. And that is because the Rock of Eternity, it's lost somewhere down in hell. With his powers going all over the place right now, he gets the help of young Dane, an individual that has been at the Teen Titans Academy. But we learn even more about him because he is Nevermore, the heir to the underworld. And under the guidance and training of Raven, he is truly learning what his abilities are. Now, if you haven't been keeping up with this line, go ahead, check out the link in my description as well as the top of this video. It will get you completely caught up on everything going on with Shazam. And with that being said, let's dive into this breakdown. Alright gang, so as we dive into issue number 3, we are picking up with our duo sitting in hell, currently battling the forces of Solobek. And though Nevermore, he is extremely powerful, right now Shazam has no powers. Though he is stuck in his adult form, he is lacking any ability to do anything outside of the normal. And so we see Nevermore, we see Dane open up a portal. Now this portal, it gets them through temporarily. But the issue is these demons are hot on their trail. And so they are having to jump through portal after portal after portal, just in a hope to be able to outrun them. And as they stop to take a breath, with Solobek on the horizon, this is when they start to hear a voice. Someone that knows exactly why Billy has come here, knowing where the rock may be, offering some kind of assistance. While still hiding inside of the shadows, Shazam screams for this individual to show themselves. And from the fog, this is where we see Neron. And we see him transport them to a more secure location. Somewhere where he's gonna try to get what he wants out of them, but also reveal some information for us, letting us know that Nevermore, he is a hot commodity right now. Since Nevermore's father had departed hell, there has been a power vacuum. And so while he is a very, very valuable prospect in all of this, so is the Rock of Eternity. Because if they could get their hands on that, they would have absolute control down here. But what Neron proposes is with all of this going on, with all of this worry, he can lead them through a labyrinth. A labyrinth that will bring them directly to where the Rock of Eternity is. And not really having any other options. With Shazam's powers currently not working, this is probably their best bet. And so begrudgingly agreeing to all of this, they make their way through the labyrinth. And as they travel, as they go 6 leagues deeper into this labyrinth, not sure if they're ever gonna find their way out, traveling for miles, this is when they hear a noise. Something off in the distance, something off in the darkness. And with Nevermore illuminating this place just a little bit more, this is where we see skeletons. We see the undead coming to life. And all 3 of them, they get captured. Skeleton bones completely entrapping them. This is where we see Nevermore, he ignites his flaming blade. Using this flaming sword, he starts decapitating skeletons. Slaying one after the other, he takes out every single one of them. And picking up after our fight, him and Shazam, they have a little bit of conversation about that sword. Of course, Shazam wanting to know if there's any kind of significance, what's the purpose of it, what kind of properties does it have, that kind of thing. But at the end of the day, Dane doesn't really know. This is all completely new to him, to include the wings on his back. Ever since he got down here, he feels something different about himself. Not just physically, not just this flaming sword, but ever since he arrived here, he's just feeling off. He's feeling different, maybe even more powerful. And in the midst of these two having their conversation, this is when they arrive at the Rock of Eternity. Seeing it just off in the distance, Neron, he didn't lie. He led them directly here. But Shazam, he knows that there is some kind of catch. There is something that he wants out of it. There is always something a demon wants from this. And of course, Neron is going to turn on them. Of course, he's going to betray them. And he's going to do whatever he can to get exactly what he wants. And using his powers, we see him wrap up Nevermore, wrapping him up with Shazam completely powerless to do anything about this, this is where Neron sets his terms. Because Neron, he never came here for Nevermore. What he truly wanted is Billy. That is what he has always wanted. Not the power of Shazam, but of Billy. Being the perfect, fresh-faced innocence that he needs. The real true prize. Not only that, but it's the key to opening up the Rock of Eternity. And as everybody is currently fighting for control of the wasteland, of this hellish land, they think that they can rally the voices of the Underrealm by touching the darkness. The darkness that is lurking inside of Nevermore, letting us know that he has some larger purpose, something bigger than anyone could imagine. But throwing that to the side, what he wants right here and right now is for Billy to go inside to the Rock of Eternity with him and stay there with him forever. And with Neron having both of them in his grasp, telling him that he needs to decide right here and right now what his decision is. This is where we see the one and only Raven coming and flying in, telling Neron that this is enough, that this is done, it's over right here, right freaking now. And of course he's gonna bow down. This is freaking Raven we're talking about. Him knowing that he is absolutely no match for her. He agrees to release them. Setting them down, we see him make some remarks, but then he teleports himself out of there. And with Neron making his exit, this is where we see Nevermore drop to the ground. Completely hurt right now, definitely needing some kind of medical attention. Raven wants all three of them to get out of there, to go back and regroup. The only thing is Shazam's not doing that. Being so close to the Rock of Eternity, being so close to exactly why he came down here. Not having his powers, not being able to say those words and have that power course through his body. Not only that, but Freddy is currently suffering. If he doesn't figure this out, it's very likely that Freddy will die. Without the power of Shazam, without the medicine that he needs, he's only got a matter of days as it stands. And in the midst of these two arguing, as he tells her that his name is not Billy, it is Shazam, we see the power course through his body. His powers finally coming back to him, at least temporarily, at least for the time being. And with his powers and abilities back, he tells Raven that he has to do this, that he will meet them on the other side. And with them saying their goodbyes, he flies off to the Rock of Eternity. As he gets close to this, he starts to get very dizzy, very discombobulated. And there is something whispering to him, something saying unkindness, something calling to Billy. And as he opens up the doorway, as he goes inside the Rock of Eternity, this is where he is meted by Black Adam. But this is not the same Black Adam that we love and know. This is a Black Adam appearing to be from another Earth, possibly even a different time. And that will be the end of this issue. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments. This whole storyline has taken a very interesting turn. Now, we've seen the Future State event, we kind of know how a lot of this plays out, but it's really interesting to see it all get built up. And the Future State Shazam, it really is tragic, because we're seeing Billy locked up at the Rock of Eternity with Shazam topside doing all of the fighting. And we know it doesn't go great for them. It ends up being a trap, it ends up being a trick. They were manipulated the entire time. And this all leads to the unkindness. The unkindness being more or less an all-consuming, all-destroying Raven. That's really the most simplistic way to put it. But honestly, this has to be one of the sadder stories in the Infinite Frontier. Seeing Shazam, seeing Billy go through all of this, the struggle that they are going with. It really truly is heartbreaking to see both of them in this state. But on the brighter side, we're really diving into who Nevermore is, to who this Dane kid is. Now, I'm a huge Edgar Allan Poe fan, so the fact that they named him Nevermore, he's the heir to hell, I absolutely love his background. I think it is absolutely phenomenal, and I really want more to his story. I want to find out exactly where he came from, how he came into existence, where he's been all this time, and where he is going to be going in the future. But yeah, let me know what you guys think down in the comments. If you have not yet, do me a favor, hit that sub button, hit that notification bell, make sure you're not missing any of the awesome content we have coming out, and until the next breakdown.